Welcome to the magical world of the Joey Wiggle Experience and the 12 Guests of Christmas! Oh, ho, ho.
Oh, 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 oh. G'day, everyone, and welcome to this exclusive Christmas Eve and day 12 of the 12 Days of Christmas and last episode of the year of the Joey Wiggle Experience. And joining me to have a exclusive one-on-one chat is new co-host and great mate Moses Yacoub. G'day, Moses.
G'day, Joey. G'day, everyone.
It's great to have you here with us. I feel like I'm going into this Grinch phase right now, but who can blame me? Because it's like the Grinch is really, he's growing to become just part of Christmas culture anyway. And you know what he's also become? He's also become the guy who saved us from the 6-7 trend.
Yes. What would we do without him? Honestly.
What would we do without him? 6-7, 8-9.
8-9.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. But anyway, it's great to it's good to have you here. And also because many of our viewers will know you now as one of my other new co-hosts too, particularly for the episodes for Franciscus Henry and Keith Scott. So I think a lot of people will be very excited to hear that there's going to be a lot of great guests in the future, and you're going to be the guy for those moments to to guide me through it, because obviously when I needed an expert on these ABC for Kids artists, and as much as I love Darby Travers, great guy, great mate, he's a total Playhouse Disney dude. But look, at least he's an expertise in Playhouse Disney, especially when it comes to New McDonald Farm or something.
I'll give him that, yeah.
I'll give him that. But I needed someone who understood the ABC for Kids artists better than everyone else and was a complete expertise in that field. Not just on the Wiggles, but on many of the great entertainers of the, in the past, particularly in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, all those eras. And who other than Moses Yacoub could be an expertise in that field? I mean, I know there's others, but I feel like Moses is the guy to go to for these kind of pro experts. Yeah, I feel like you're
glitchy, I think.
Oh, it was a little bit glitchy, but like I was saying, I feel like you would be the absolute expert when it comes to these kind of guests.
Yeah. Well,
sorry?
No, sorry, you go. I didn't.
No, sorry, I interrupted you for a sec. What was that you were saying?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, to be honest, Darby does a better job than me. I mean, managing, the podcasts. I mean, all I'm doing is just sitting there and, just talking and asking the questions as I go along with, certain guests,
It's one of those things where it's like, especially when you have them on, because the thing about our show is that we don't really have a time limit either. I mean, typically we aim for, most of the episodes we do now aim for around an hour to an hour and a half. I mean, depending on the guests we have. I mean, yes, we had Philip Wiltshire on for 3 hours, but that was because it was Philip Wiltshire. Like, it was an original Wiggle. We knew by having any member of the Wiggles on the show, we'd be talking about a lot.
He had so much to uncover. I wasn't there for that, unfortunately, but yeah, I did hear a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great episode. I really highly, and also, if anyone hasn't seen it, I highly recommend to watch it. I think it's one of the most in-depth interviews Philip's had on any podcast, and I feel like because Darby knew him personally, I feel like we had a bit of an advantage to understand, a personal understanding between, what he does outside of the Wiggles today, because he obviously, he does a lot of good things for society. Like he mentioned on the show that he's performing at hospitals for patients who are near the end of life, and I think that's really humbling, and it's a very human kind of experience to give back to people. It really gives purpose, you know.
Yeah, it's very surreal too, in a good way.
In a good way, yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
just hearing these kind of things, it's like it's humbling to know that, you know, it's like you've done your fame thing and now you're giving back to society, and it's like we need more of that, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think what I liked about it, I mean, I know everyone wants to know, oh, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? I think we all know the story, but I wanted to help explain it better on the show. Like particularly when it came to the one thing I claimed when he was on the show, I remember, was when he was asked to come back for the Dorothy the Dinosaur filming clip. When he was asked to come back in early 92, and I think even he and the rest of the members were like, "Why did I have to come back?" But I said on the when I had him on, I assumed, and this was my assumption. I'm not saying this on behalf of everyone else. I'm saying from my perspective that because they were still promoting the original album at the time, which would have been selling a lot at the ABC, because like they said that the album went beyond the expected sales. Like it sold hundreds of thousands of copies, and then therefore they would continue promoting it through the ABC on TV and stuff. And I would assume that to promote another music video, and they needed the original 5 members to do it. So that's probably, I'm not saying this is the case, obviously, but I would assume that that's why they called Philip back in to film with them. But they didn't tell him it was going to be a whole concert. He thought it was going to be the music video, I think. So, yeah, that's why it might have been, because I love how he explained how he was pretty much just like standing around the side and being like, Dorothy the Dinosaur, and just like bobbing up and down.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it makes sense. It's like, Philip, it's great. No, he's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful person, and I'm so happy that we had that chat. And I highly recommend, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, please, 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 I beg you to watch the 3-hour interview. You will be surprised at what you hear. And I know most of it we already know, but I think it'll help bring a lot of clarity to the situations that have been playing out. But anyway... Anyway, we even had a lot of other great guests throughout the year. I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, we've had so this is episode number 26. So throughout the year, we had 25 other great guests. Well, actually, I say 25, but I had a couple of them come back for a second time. But can you believe we got Mick Conway as well?
Yeah, that Mick Conway episode was a great one, actually. Yeah.
A lot of people were surprised we got Mick Conway. You know, and I think a few people have been trying to get him, but I think we were just very lucky.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, this is like one of those pinch me moments. Like getting Keith Scott, Mick Conway, Franciscus Henry. It was like one of those. Can't believe this is happening. Like, and then of course during the 12 days,
we got Franciscus.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe we got Franciscus because it was like, yeah.
Of course, during the 12 days of Christmas, so I can't even speak. During the 12 days of Christmas, part of the podcast, of course, we had people that we grew up watching, like Kieran Ellis, aka Bodie the Labrador. Now, I could definitely see on your face, you were definitely like one of those psyched, like the most psyched to see him, like. Because he was like,
you should have. If only you could see my face behind the camera, man. My smile was so wide it could probably just break my jaw in half. It was like I was getting so excited. I was like, I couldn't believe I was chatting with Bodie the Labrador, but Kieran Ellis too. He's honestly like I mean it. Like he's such an OG. Like I remember him and like Daniel Solano and like Nick Wiggle, who aka Nick Fassick, when they were starting out on YouTube, and they were kind of like the OG creators and video, like they were just the OGs back in the early 2010s, mid 2010s.
Yes, we also had
all these other great before these other great creators came in.
Yeah, and then we also had this guy who's now left the Vion community. He went by the name Wiggles World Enthusiast. But his real
Oh
name is
yeah.
Anthony. So like he even got me involved in his projects as well. Like we've worked on our own like we've collaborated, both me and him. And yeah, and when he was like, I think one of the main reasons he left, I think he had so much going on in his personal life, he decided to focus on that more, which is understandable. I mean, I too would do the same thing, but if I was just on Beyond all the time, but yeah.
I think a lot of viewers may be like, I think a lot of them may not know who this other individual was, but I think he's very important because he was also part of the reason why I was inspired to make the Wiggles movie Fanned Up. Thomas
Oh,
Condon. He hasn't been on
yeah.
YouTube for ages. No one can find him. Like his channel got terminated. I think he deleted his channel or it got terminated. But I
No,
think
he deleted it. I don't know what his issue was, but I think, but even back there was with Thomas Condon, his was mixed. I mean, he had a lot of ABC for Kids stuff. I mean, and I think back then he used to hate the Wiggles during 2015 up until 2016, 2017, which was like wildly, bizarre and whatnot. Like,
yeah, but I remember like because that's the thing because when I was in high school, when I remember his videos often frequently popping up when when you looked up anything related to ABC for Kids VHS
yeah,
and Hooly Doolies, like his videos would pop up, and then I remember he announced he was doing a redubbing of the Wiggles movie, which was all the way back in I think it might have been 2015 or something like that, ages ago.
2015. That was literally the same year he started to saying I extremely hate the Wiggles and whatnot.
During the Emma era, I'm glad he didn't. I mean, imagine if he was still around to talk about today's Wiggles.
Oh, if he was, oh man, it would not be pretty.
Everyone's got their opinions, man, and I don't blame them. I think
Yeah,
I think Emma. I think you know what? I remember watching the documentary. I think Emma summed it up perfectly. I remember watching it, and I think it makes so much sense because it's like when she started getting backlash, it was like, oh, like it took me a while to realize it wasn't directed at me. It's because they're trying to protect that dream in their head. And it makes sense. Like we're very protective of, our childhood memories not being
yeah,
rebooted or destroyed in a manner that, I mean, we've seen it with Bananas in Pajamas. We've seen it with High Five. We've seen it with a lot
yeah.
of things. We just didn't want to see it with the Wiggles.
Yeah, this was one of those things like any person on the spectrum would understand. Like it's just one of those. Oh, is this happening? I don't want this to happen. No, I want to relive those moments every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it is normal,
Yeah.
to feel that way.
Yeah, but it's also important to understand. Everyone's like, "Oh, I wish we had a time machine so we can go back and stuff." Yeah, but just be glad that it even happened in the first place. I mean, unfortunately, everyone's gonna die one day.
Mm,
Everyone. I mean, no one wants to hear that, but we're all gonna be old one day. I mean, we're
yeah,
watching our childhood heroes grow up, and we're growing up too. And it's like
yeah,
all we can do is appreciate the fact that we even grew up in an era like that. Like, I'm so happy to have grown up. I mean, whether you grew up with the OGs or the Sam era, regardless, I just think, it's important to understand that was such a good era because it's like you got to experience some of the best in like, and you know what? Consider it like this. This was before streaming services too. This was when it was free to air TV, and we all got home from school to turn on ABC for ABC Kids, and
and
if
Channel
you're
9 and all that. Yeah.
yeah, and online, obviously the ABC Kids website and all that stuff, and yeah, even you know what? I'll say this: even the Playhouse Disney website and the Disney Channel websites, just all those websites. The fact that I felt like they were so wild back then, and I really enjoyed it. It was such a special period, the 2000s.
It was, yeah, and I think like they're making TikToks out of it too. Like the TikToks have like blown up very, very quickly. Like you've seen stuff like not only from your childhood but aired on TV, but it's also stuff that you grew up with, in local shopping centers and you know areas that you're very familiar with when you were growing up, and it just you realize it's long gone now, but you're like very grateful to have been part of that. That's literally. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I honestly, it's such a you get those TikToks and then they show those clips of like ads they used to have on TV. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that was such a special time watching those commercials on Channel 10 back in 2006. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's I mean, there's not much we can do. I mean, I'm hoping most of these things make a revival. You know what I want the ABC to do? I think this is a good idea, and I would love to see this happen. And I remember they did a post about it on Instagram. They were posting about, oh, remember what it's like being a kid in the 90s watching ABC for kids? And straight away I was like, you know what would be incredible? Like, even for kids today to understand what their parents watched when they grew up, is to have
Mm.
a channel that runs retro shows from like the 90s, 2000s, even beyond. You know, it's like even old play school episodes or old TV shows they used to air on the ABC back then. I mean, depending on what they can air, because I know a lot of it probably isn't politically correct today, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. We've
but
got
but
Albanese running the government. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We've got Albanese running the government. It's just one of those. But
Yes,
anyway,
no, it's just basically any leader today. They always have to make an issue with everything.
mm,
But anyway, other than that, I just think it'd be a good idea because even when I was growing up, I remember I was introduced to shows that, you know, adults grew up watching back in the 60s and 70s themselves. Like, I remember watching old classic episodes of Scooby Doo, and there was some British shows from the UK, like The Clangers. That was all the way back in the late 60s, early 70s when the moon landing was taking place. And then there was other shows like
yeah.
what else was there? Oh, there was a fair bit of them. There was also Mr. Squiggle. I will probably put him up there. It's unfortunate that this generation will never understand what Mr. Squiggle was and how influential he was in Australian children's television in this throughout the 60s to the 90s.
Now that, if I could go back to that, that'd be pretty cool. But
And even the Play School presenters, dude. I mean, Play School's been around for like 60 years nearly. The show's so good that it's been around for like 60 years now, nearly.
yeah,
And the fact that it's gone
their
through so
60th
many,
anniversary next year.
yeah, and there's been so many wonderful presenters throughout the years. But I don't think, like obviously the classic ones that everyone loves and remembers is always like John Hamblin, Benita Collins, and Don Spencer. Noni Hazelhurst was great. I love her. I mean, I've seen her perform a few times in Melbourne when she's doing her shows. She's a very incredible actress now. Like, she really is.
Oh yes, she is.
Like, and that's the thing that most people don't understand is like with the Play School presenters, they're very well class performers. Like, they come from a background of like they come from a background of basically training at NIDA mostly. Like, and if you heard of NIDA, it's basically the National Institute of Dramatic Arts, and the odds of
I
getting
tried getting into
like,
that. Yeah,
I've tried getting into it's basically the odds are like 2,000 people apply, only 22 get in.
Yeah, it's like they're like really strict, and it's also not only that, but it's also the fees that's going to be like hell, you know, to go through. Because like I remember at the acting college I went to, James the Academy, there was like this. There were like different ways you could do it. You can do it through either Centrelink or get fee help, which means you do the course, but then a couple of years later, when you earn a certain income, you have to pay off all the uni fees. I don't know when that's going to be the case for me, but anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, because it's like people who train at like no matter where you train, getting a bachelor in fine arts, a BFA,
or an associate,
or associate degree. That's like a badge of honor, but to get it from NIDA would have been next level, because like some of the best that have performed in Australia have trained there. And most of them go on to become presenters on Play School, which is kind of crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because they're very natural. I mean, you know what the hardest thing about being a Play School presenter would be?
Yeah.
Trying to be yourself.
Exactly.
You got to be yourself. And I think it's one of the hardest things when you're an actor, because you're always taught to like mimic other performers and do things in a certain direction, that if the director asks you to perform the style like this, you got to perform it like this. But to be completely natural and to be completely relaxed and to be completely unique and funny, like I think that's why presenters like John Hamblin stood out. Like John was just next level. Like if you grew up watching Play School in the 70s and 80s and 90s, like he would have just been next level.
But yeah, and then there's also, and then on top of that, like we also have like this other acting school, which is all the way in Perth, Whopper, which is like
Whopper, yeah, that's all the way in Western Australia, so that's on the other side of the country. But that's like, even that's prestigious as well. I mean, some of the best have performed there. I mean, even Hugh Jackman trained there too. Paul Paddock too, Paul Paddock. I think they trained together.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, like they were. I think they were also in West Side Story together. I think too.
Yeah, I think they were in West Side Story, and that's when Paddy got in contact with Anthony because he was good mates with Anthony. Yeah. And Hugh ended up, I think I read that he was offered a role on Neighbours, but he turned it down so he can train at Whopper. Because he wanted to get a BFA and then see where it gets him.
Bachelor of Fine Arts, yeah.
Yeah, Bachelor of Fine Arts, yeah. Because a lot of people would I mean, that's the other thing too. Because I know Neighbours has ended now, but that show, because that takes place in Melbourne. That's it's pretty much Melbourne's home and away for those wondering. And home and away is pretty much
in Sydney,
the Neighbours in Sydney. Yeah, exactly. only really dramatic. And they still have Alf, but we had Harold Bishop. Yeah, but what I like about Neighbours in Melbourne in particular is because it was it's a good stepping stone, especially if you're a young actor. Like a lot of young actors went on that show and became super famous. Like Kylie Minogue started on Neighbours. Look at what she's become now. She's become the queen of pop, princess of pop, whatever you call it.
And it was even and we even went as far as being like, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Like not many people think she was going to live, but she's still alive and breathing today. I don't know how, but like Kylie Minogue is like a warrior. Like
she's a warrior, absolute warrior, and an absolute icon. Like an icon throughout the world now. Unbelievable. I mean, probably. And then you've got other stars like Jason Donovan. He's gone off to have a successful career in theatre. He's performed all around the world too, on West End, in Australia, the US, all those kind of places. And then you've also got Guy Pearce too. Guy Pearce was on the show at the same time.
Oh, yes.
And look at Guy Pearce.
Yes. He's a legend. I love him. He is
an absolute legend. He is so good. Absolutely. And there's even when I grew up watching Neighbours, because I too watched Neighbours when I was growing up back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Margot Robbie was on the show, and look at what she's become. She's become the current Mrs. Big in the movie industry. Yet to win an Oscar, and I want to see her win an Oscar so much. Like
I think everyone does.
Like, oh my God, please, in all its glory, please give Margot Robbie an Oscar, please.
Oh my
It'll
God,
happen. I'm hoping she plays I'm hoping the next role she plays is the best in her life. Who knows?
I hope so too. Yeah.
But like I said, those shows are great because it's like they serve as a good stepping stone for young actors. And then they do it for like a few years, and then after they leave, then their careers start to take off because they used it as like a platform to build their resume, their CV.
Yeah, so sort of what I'm doing as well also.
Yeah, because you've yourself recently been, because we all know, for most of the viewers who may or may not know, you are a young actor in the making.
That's right, yeah.
How's that been? So obviously in the last 3 months since we last had a one-on-one chat, all the way back in September. It was actually the second episode of the year, believe it or not. What
Oh,
have
yeah.
you done since then?
Okay, so recently I've been enrolled. Well, sorry, not enrolled. I've been listed on this talent agency called Yes Talent. They're based in Melbourne, but but they can represent people in Sydney, the Gold Coast, Brisbane, uh, and I think that's about it. I feel like there could be more, but yeah, they've been around, I think, 2021, so not very long. But when I had the chat with them, I thought, was this going to be hard to get into? But for some reason, they accepted me straight away, and I just filled out all the credentials, and yeah, and I'm still waiting to hear some more opportunities. But in the meantime, I've got this just to get some hosting experience, and yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's it's good to start somewhere, obviously, and I'm happy that and it's representation too. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, like I think when back then, like I think for people that are like freelance actors, like which means that they're not represented by anything, it's much harder. But once you're represented by someone who manages you and helps find find a gig, then it's easier. And like every actor would understand this today, especially. I mean, like setting up your own casting profile, it's 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 hard, but at the same time it's just so much fun. You're just getting in touch with your own personal and unprofessional self, and what you can do just to put yourself out there as artists.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where the industry's pretty tough to break into, but when you break into it, it becomes fun, but also it's a little
Mm.
bit hard as well. But then over time, you build a good resume.
Yeah, I mean, like there are certain websites you could use, to make your own resume. I mean, most people, like I've seen what other celebrities do, like when they set up a casting profile, like people such as Chris Hemsworth or Eleanor Rockabara, whom she's a legend, and I still can't believe she got to perform with Christine Anu and Simon Price at different times. Um, they're all part of Morrissey management, but at the same time, they also use their resumes using what's it called, Showcast. It's pretty expensive, just to create your
Yeah,
own resume. But like once
and that's how
you
you get into the database for Australian entertainment too.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you just fill out your info, your show reels, and your headshots. And I mean, some people would ask for more, in the future of when you want to be represented. But I think it's okay. Like once you start to settle in, then that's when you can worry about, what roles am I going to get given, what gigs what commercials am I going to appear in, how many views am I going to be getting in this TikTok brand video? It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's just part of the journey, man. And I mean, I'm really hoping that throughout the year. I mean, depending how depending how everything goes, and depending how this show goes too, that it helps bring more attention to you as well. So then hopefully, more and more people get to know who you are, and then it helps build more and more connections, basically.
Mm, I should hope it does. I mean, the show has slowly come a long way, and I think there's already people, in certain communities, like the Thomas community, the High Five, and the Wiggles community. I mean, they're often, asking, when's the next, episode coming out. I mean, we try to, get more people. I
Yeah.
mean, but like we just don't want to, rush it. Like we want to save like the best, I don't know how you say it, but anyway.
Yeah, we want to save that. Yeah, I get it. We want to save like the great episodes for certain parts of the year, because then when it builds up to that moment, like for example, like when let's say we get to episode 100, I would want to have a guest on there that's going to be a memorable one.
Yes, yes. So like, and it's got to be like in the right time period as well, like when they're free to do it as well. I mean, we
Yeah.
get in contact, with certain people. I think, like, if there's one guest I'd really want, at some point in the future, it's got to be someone from at least, I don't know, the Hooly Doolies or High Five.
I
Like
know, dude. I'm really trying to get in contact with them. It's hard to actually try and get into contact with the Hooly Dooly members themselves, David, Antoine, and Bruce, because they barely use social media.
Yeah. And
So it's actually hard to get through them. I mean, I think I've sort of gotten in contact with them. I'm not going to give out too much information live, but all I'm going to say is this. I think it's really important to know that, respectfully, if they want to live a quiet life, fine, but they can't all three of them be very quiet, I think it's just more of like them enjoying life outside of, and you know what? Good on them for not using social media, because God, it's terrible to be online all the time.
Yeah, especially in Australia alone, with the younger generation back then, like before the ban. Like, you've seen, like, people, I mean, I won't say names, but like just mostly people under 16, they're just doing, just horrific stuff, just, which causes so much backlash, especially for the government to say, what, under 16s are wild, they can't be on social media. People are often being coached to, I can't say because it's a bit too, distressing even now. But yeah.
I would say too, because of the amount of like disturbing content that's on social media now, especially in the last few months with everything that's happened in the world, I think it's really important to kind of like keep the vulnerable ones safe from being traumatized, because it's like there's some videos that are really like I still think about them a lot, and it's kind of like, I won't describe what they are, but it's like they're pretty much like very graphic and disturbing. It's kind of like the stuff you would see on LiveLink, but now because social media has become very open and very like uncensored, they will just show it anyway, no matter what.
Yeah.
Instagram's a good example. I mean, Instagram's gone wild, man. They've really let loose. And I'll tell you what, just ban the rest of the under 16s from the world. The internet's going to be a wild place, man. Party all day long.
Yeah.
Like no kids on social media at all would be amazing.
Like in a good way, like in a way.
In a good way. Because look at it. If kids can't see what the Wiggles are doing on social media,
and of course they
will know.
And it gets anxious and like maybe gonna be more crazy, Yeah.
I hope they get banned from YouTube too, just so I can actually keep my comments on the videos, just so they don't always get marked for kids. I hate it when that happens, because I need feedback on these videos that I do.
Yeah,
I don't do it all the time.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. Why did they even?
I'm just hoping.
Sorry. Yeah. Why did they even create that in the first place if they're still gonna mark our videos as made for kids?
Yeah. No, we're not even in that phase anymore. I mean, if unless we're in America, then that's a different story. But like in Australia, we shouldn't have to worry about YouTube kids. I mean, like mini player and comments and everything, and then there's a social media ban, even though there's no one under 16. Shut up.
When did mini player become too dangerous for kids? That's the craziest thing. Some of the rules they don't make sense at all. How does that actually affect kids? Why can't I have the screen smaller while I'm doing other stuff? Why does it have to stop playing? Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless someone
I think it's changed. I think it's kind of changed, but not a lot.
Yeah. It could do better. I mean, Albanese just needs to really look through the system very, very carefully, and yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you bring up Albanese, because it's funny how a lot of the public tend to just blame the leaders for everything and not really on their own parenting skills. It's like parents are looking to blame the government, and it's like, why don't you just monitor your own kids? I mean, they're not babysitting your kids. You need to do that as the parents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so funny how people love to blame everyone for everything and like fail to take any kind of responsibility themselves. I will admit that some things are on the government's hand, but it's like, if you're expecting the government to babysit your kids, instead of you monitoring what they're watching online. Like,
Yeah, then
that's on you.
clearly they're the
Like,
ones
that's
responsible.
you as a parent.
Yeah, that's a them problem.
Exactly. Like, it's like that if they had monitored their kids and prevented them from watching this stuff online, then, or even have some kind of parental filter. I have no idea how that works. I mean, they could have just done that. Then maybe you wouldn't be getting social media bans for under 16s. But look, I'm hoping, I haven't seen it play out yet. I'm hoping it's going to be positive. I mean, even if, you know what? I'd rather kids be storming Woolworths in a whole. Have you seen that video with the bunch of teenagers storming the Woolworths?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say this though. I don't even think it's bad. I just feel jealous that I'm not 16 anymore. Because I totally would be part of that group. It's like, hey, we don't have social media. That's cool. We'll just do this instead.
Yeah, just be a bunch of.
Yeah, look. At least the positive is that they're not on their phones.
100%. Yeah, like they just like. I mean, if the social media ban was still around, they'd be like, oh, okay, well, we should do this. Oh, ooh, look at that, and then once, but now that's gone. They're just probably, say, "Oi, kids, let's go! Oh, let's go raid Woolworths! Oh, I'll tell you what, though, I gotta go find something. Oh, get the new Prime drink, shove it up."
Dude, it kind of makes me wish that I was a teenager again, just because I'm like, oh man, I remember what that time was like. That was wild. And that's what I mean. Like 10 years ago was a wild time. I mean, we're in our 20s right now, but it's like, being that young again is something. I mean, I could have done it again, but it would be very cringy and awkward being a grown man.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, for me, during my teenage years, when I was like, I mean, I didn't really have much social media. I mean, maybe I might have had, Snapchat briefly. I mean, my experience on there, even before I turned 16 was not really pleasant. But then I think once I started using Discord, it wasn't great at the start either, because I think I was always this, person that always tries to come up with these, weird things to say online. And I think, but then as I've gotten older, I started to mature a bit better than I did before. And yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because it's like when I was using social media, because I started using it when I was 13. I was on Facebook when I was 13. That's when I started using it. And back then, because this was all the way back in 2011, 2012, it was such a different world then. It was like social media was starting to take off. It wasn't like, I don't think Instagram wasn't even that kind of platform as well. It was literally for taking photos. Instagram, you'd be surprised to look at how Instagram looked back in 2013 compared to now. It was so different. And it wasn't like the super popular platform. I mean, Facebook was the number one platform everyone used. Now it's Instagram.
Yeah, it's Instagram and also Snapchat. And then there's also TikTok as well. I think
TikTok as well. Actually, TikTok's up there. I would put TikTok with Instagram as the most used platforms. And Facebook is really just for boomers. It's for people over 50 who don't understand how the other platforms work.
Yeah. I mean, I think back then there was this other social media platform, but I don't think many people use it anymore. It's like MySpace or something.
MySpace. That was that was such a...
This was pre-Facebook.
So 2000s. It's 2000s.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people who were probably born in, I don't know, the 80s or 90s probably would have used that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And this one makes me really sad, but unless you grew up in this kind of time period in the mid-2010s, this is another reason why I'm glad that we grew up in that era, me and Moses and many others. It's because they also had one of the greatest influences of modern pop culture, Vine.
Yes.
Who knew that videos that only went for 6 seconds on loop could change society in such an incredible way?
You said it.
I could have dropped my croissant.
Story time. In every group of friends, there's the dumb one.
Well, when life gives you lemons. Oh man.
But
What's the
yeah,
other one? Oh, there was Yo, my name is Nicholas, and this is ridiculous. Got me gummy money, and it is deliciousness.
I haven't even seen that one.
Oh,
I'm so
dude,
behind.
that was such a time. That was such an era. Uh, Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla. Oh my god, it was such a great time. I can quite see. I remember more Vines than TikTok because they were
Oh
short
yeah,
and iconic.
there was also like this guy Zach King. Like only an OG would remember him. Like he
Yeah,
started on Vine, and it just started to blow up on YouTube and everything. Like he had these, like he really changed. Video editing to make it look as if it was real. Like I used to think Zach King was real. Doing magic, and it turns out it was just all video editing. But it was just so incredible just to see that.
and on loop as well.
Yeah,
So you get to watch it over and over again and never gets boring.
yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say? There was another Vine. There's so many Vines I remember. There's too many to go from. But what was another one?
I'll probably come up with a few.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Oh my god, another one.
Adam.
I'm just trying to think. Oh, so there's this guy, Daz Black. He's from the UK. He's like, babies be like, and then it transitions into him wearing something around his head, and he goes, "Mama," and he just starts laughing.
Oh, there's some great ones. It was such a different time era. It was like there was another one I remember. 4 female Ghostbusters. The feminists are taking over. I'm
Back
an
when the
adult
internet wasn't
virgin.
toxic, yeah. Oh, wait, what? There's another one. There's another. But it was on YouTube. It was like ASDF or something. Like, I don't know if you heard of Die Potato. No. Like,
Oh, ASDF.
you know that
Yeah.
one.
I'm gonna do an
Yeah,
internet. Whoa! I'm gonna do a book. Ah.
Mm.
Yeah, that was such a different world. See, the world was so simple. It wasn't even like brain rotty dumb. It was just brain rotty funny.
Yeah, in a good way. But now it's just like the 2020s
6'7" and
yeah,
skippity bup 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 eh.
skibidi toilet. Like, I don't understand the concept of this, and yet people think that it's okay to still do it. Like, it's just, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
really in our control. But then again, it's just like one of those
It
things.
just
Like,
it's dude, it's the scary thing when you realize, dude, people are gonna look back on that and call it nostalgia.
oh, shut up!
It's gonna be one of those things where like 15-year-olds today are gonna look back on that in like 20, 30 years time and they're gonna call that nostalgic. That's
Yeah.
what's crazy. It's like you look at that and you're like, wow, it makes you realize we're old now. We're becoming our parents.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just recently, I was just seeing something in, like, I don't know, on Instagram. I don't know if you grew up with the show Hoopla Doopla.
Rings a bell. I think I might
Okay,
have.
so it's like this. So there's all these group of characters, silent characters, and there's this narrator from Play School that narrates the show. This presenter from Play School that narrates the show. I can't remember her name.
I'm gonna look it up.
Hoopla Doopla narrator.
Dupla dupla.
Zinzi.
Oh right.
Yeah, and then one of the characters, Mimi, whom she's played by Katie Wright, I think Katie Wright Dynamite or something. I don't know, but she starts talking about, like, she makes this nostalgia video about this language that people used to speak in primary school called Ago Mago or something. And I was like, is this what people did in the 2000s and the 1990s in school? I couldn't believe it. It was just one of those, it was just so surreal. Yeah. And I was like,
you know what's funny? I looked that up. And guess what other shows came up on my For You page? 5 minutes more.
5 minutes more. Yes. So I forgot the rest of the lyrics.
even that's like, just sit down for 5 minutes to watch a show like that. I mean, literally, it was just 5 minutes more. 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more. It's time for a story, so stay for 5 minutes more. Oh, nostalgia. You know what? How about we aim to get one of them on the show?
We need to. We need to. We gotta get the cast list and also try and check the clients and everything. I mean, I've got Internet Movie Database Pro as well, so I've got my own page on there as well.
We will also try and take requests if possible, but at the same time, we know what guests need to be on the show. We're aiming to get them on, and we know that the moment they get on, it's gonna take off.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
because what's crazy is that I don't think any of yes, I was gonna say, sorry, what I was gonna say was that I don't think any of the Hooly Dooly members have actually had a proper on-screen interview other than David in that one video back in the cooking show in '99.
It was only David, I think.
I think it was only David. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Antoine's done one. Bruce hasn't done one. It's crazy because it's like, I'd love to hear the story about how it all came to happen. How did the Hooly Dooly start? What was it like performing around Australia? All the competition between the Wiggles and High Five, all that kind of thing at the time.
Yeah,
and and also their relation. Oh, maybe too risky. Their relationship with the ABC. Franciscus Henry was very open about. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I remember. I just thinking about the ABC relationship with their artists. I remember when Franciscus Henry was talking about it. Remember, because he mentioned something that I was really interested about. It was about how the ABC at the time in the 90s had potential to go global with their artists. I mean, the Wiggles went global themselves, but they had to do it without funding from the ABC because they had to fund it themselves. But the ABC had an opportunity to do that with the artists that they had back then.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, it was, But,
anyway, look, I think we're going to... I think we're nearly at the end of the show, but before we wrap up, is there anything, Moses, that you would like to say to our viewers? I mean, this is the last episode for the year.
All right. So first and foremost, to those that do watch the show, we'd like to take a moment to thank you all for the moments we've had this year in 2025. You know, we've had wonderful opportunities to interview guests, like on the show. 2026 is going to be an even bigger year when we have, much bigger guests. And as always, you can listen to the Joey Wiggle podcast, like the Joey Wiggle experience on, the following platforms. We've got the Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Like, Joey, you know the rest. But,
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. There's a lot of them. I'm trying to. I've got to remember the names of them all instead of trying to guess every single episode. But
they can figure it out on their own. It's an audience.
They can figure it out on their own. Yeah, exactly.
But from us to you, we'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and we hope to see you in the new year.
Yeah, no worries. And also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Joey Wiggle experience for 2025. It's been quite a journey so far, and I'm very happy to see the amount of guests that we've had on our show and how you've all enjoyed them. And I know that there's going to be a lot more to come in the future. We've got a big year up ahead in 2026. There'll be a few different changes to the show, nothing too dramatic. I'll have a brand new look that I think a lot of the viewers are going to be happy about. And Moses will be on board. Darby will be on board. We're going to have some great guests on the show in 2026. So stay tuned. You're going to be pleasantly surprised about who we get. And, on behalf of me and everyone here at the Joey Wiggle Experience, I'd like to wish you all a very happy and safe Christmas and a wonderful new year. And we hope to see you all again in the new year for 2026. In the meantime, on behalf of myself and Moses and Darby, who isn't here, and everyone watching, I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. and a happy new year again.
Well, thank you once again, Joey, for having me, and I will see you guys next year.
Yep. And I'll wrap it off. This is how I'm going to wrap up the episode and the year, like this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King Moses. We wish you a Merry Christmas from the Joey Wiggle Experience. Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. See you later, everyone.
See you later. Woohoo!
Bye.